Arne, clearly a bad result. How do you analyse that if you can?
Of course you can. Like you said, bad result. Far from a good first half. Second half there was a bit more urgency. We were getting closer and closer to scoring a goal, but then conceded probably the first moment they arrived in and around our box. We immediately struck back, first by hitting the post, afterwards Mo. And then we were twice close of making the winner, with Mo Salah once in the counter-attack and with Virgil's header. But in the end conceded a deflected shot, which wasn't even a chance.
Yeah, I guess the manner though of the way you maybe lose chances, if not goals, is that frustrating? It must be.
Yeah, of course, because even more because we know how hard we have to work to score a goal, because yeah, I said before the game, recently we were mainly scoring from set pieces. We create enough chances, but we find it quite hard to convert those chances into goals. And yeah, then conceding two is too much to get a result.
And you mentioned you didn't really feel the team gave much in the first half. That's unfortunately for you a recurring theme, isn't it?
No, I wouldn't say gave a lot, but I saw more urgency the second half than the first half. So also in the first half we had a lot of ball possession, but weren't able to penetrate a lot of times in their 18-yard box, which we were able to do more in the second half than in the first half.
You don't feel you have a slow start to games? Is that just an impression we get from the outside?
No, last week we had a very good start, scoring 3 goals, but yeah, there are 2 teams on the pitch, and usually the team you face is also fitter in the first half than the second half. So sometimes you need to put something in it in the first half to let them keep on running, because we have so much ball possession. Then they are a bit more tired in the second half, and that's why it opened it up a little bit more the second half. But yeah, hardly conceded a chance. Created not so much, but more than they did. But the result is again a 2-1 loss.
And a frustration, I imagine, because it's not the first time this season you feel you've got a little momentum and then you lose that momentum. Is that again fair?
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah. We are losing far too many football games and dropping points. And was it again in extra time today that we conceded? Yeah. So the 3 times we lost in the last 22 games is all 3 times in extra time.
And you've got to come back here and do it again Friday.
Yeah, which is a good thing and a nice thing, because we have something to prove on Friday.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Yes, indeed, Lindsay, in front of these adoring Wolves fans. Rodrigo, that must feel amazing.
No, amazing game, amazing night. Winning 2 games in a row here under the lights with our fans, just unbelievable. The ambient was unbelievable. I'm very, very happy.
I know it might be a bit late in the season, but you found something here.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe a little late, but we need to keep going, keep this momentum. We are playing good. We are doing some very beautiful things, and we need to keep going, keep believing in ourselves, doing this, giving everything until the last minute and winning games.
Tell me about your goal, special moment.
Yeah, it was a very good moment. Very happy scoring here, and big game. Was very good. I'm very, very happy.
It's a lovely finish, one I'm sure you'll look back and be really proud of.
Yeah, it was a good finish. Difficult because I had Konate in my back, but I shot and I scored, so I'm very, very happy.
For those that don't know, you've had quite a lot of injury problems this season with your groin area, so you were having to run fast then?
Yes, I did. Unfortunately, I had the groin injury, but now I'm feeling very good. I'm feeling sharp, feeling good, so that's very good.
Even with those injuries, I think you're now top scorer with 3 this season, but Andre with his first is on your tail.
Yes, unbelievable. Very happy for me, because he's a very, very good player. He played so good today. He played very good the last games. He's an unbelievable player, and he deserves this goal.
Yeah, and you've got Liverpool to come back here on Friday.
Yes, we need to do this again, believe in us, and try to win the game. That's what we need to do.
Well done tonight. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Virg, how do you put that defeat and performance, I guess, into words?
Listen, I think it's down to ourselves. I think we were slow, we were predictable, sloppy in possession, wrong decision making, and obviously we didn't concede chances. But obviously, if you perform like that, then a result like this could be a result of that, and that's the fact, and that's disappointed from tonight.
You got the faster start of the weekend, but often it feels like in games you're struggling to get a fast start.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's not one reason why that's the case. Obviously, the game nowadays in general will be overanalyzed and analyzed, and why things are happening on the pitch. And we as a team, we want to start the game as well as we can. And last game we did. Today, we had majority of the possession, but we were still making wrong decisions, I think, and couldn't find the end product. And yeah, in the end, it's just disappointing that we lost it today.
As a defender and the captain, do you have a frustration about the way you conceded the 2 goals tonight?
Conceding goals is always frustrating, and obviously we've come on the back of a couple of clean sheets, and I think defensively we have been very solid. But yeah, listen, it is what it is, and we have to move quickly on, because we come back here in a couple of days, and we wanna do well in the FA Cup as well, and that's so we have to show a reaction.
Look at that, he got you a little nudge for the opening goal. Did you have any complaint about that? Is that just part of the game?
There's been a lot of speculation over the last couple of weeks about certain fouls being given, not given, and the ref don't give it. That's the reality. We have to deal with that. And they scored the 1-0, and then obviously, unfortunately, the 2-1 is a deflection, massive deflection. But I think it shouldn't come to that point. But it happened today, and I think for them it happened also last week when they played against Villa, when I think we took 2 good goals for them. But yeah, today feels very disappointing.
Of course, because it doesn't make that top 5 push any easier.
Yeah, well, the whole season is not easy. So it was always going to be an ups and downs season for multiple reasons, and the league is strong. The league is demanding. Every 3-4 days, it's a big battle. We need everyone at their best. We need a big squad in this sense, and we need results. In the last couple of weeks, we had the results, and today we didn't. So. It says that we still have work to do. That's pretty obvious, and that's what we should focus on.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Appreciate your time.
Yeah,
Obrigado. Thanks.
A very happy Rodrigo Gomez called off the bench against Villa on Friday. He delivered for his manager, and he's done it again tonight.
Yeah, it's a huge goal, and Wolves got what they deserved. I thought they were excellent to a man tonight. Defended really well, really organised. Credit to the manager, the way he set the team up. Really limited Liverpool to very few opportunities tonight. The game opened up in the second half and became a little bit more end-to-end. But Wolves went toe-to-toe with Liverpool in the last 30 minutes and deserved the win. How
vital is it there that they're finishing the season in this manner, Joe? Even if it would take the greatest of all the great escapes, if they were to stay in the Premier League, it almost still feels done. But just how important that they're doing what they're doing right now.
So important, and why not? The stranger things have happened. They've got to believe. They've got a really good team. They're starting to understand each other, believe in each other. They've got a manager that they believe in. The atmosphere is starting to build around here. Look, it's a great night, and more importantly, going into Friday, which is what Rob Edwards was alluding to before this game, it's put the real pressure on what they're going to try and do in a cup run.
Yeah. And the man of the moment is alongside us now, Rob Edwards. Good to see you. Those celebrations down the touchline are becoming a bit of a habit.
Yeah, it's nice. Long may they continue.
How's the calf?
That's the groin this time. Falling apart.
Just talk us through what you're proud of in that performance tonight.
It's Liverpool Football Club, so never mind the position that we're in at the moment. Any time that you beat them, you've got to enjoy the moment. They're a brilliant football club with an amazing manager and loads of great players. So, yeah, it was just a big night for us. What we're trying to do is improve. We're trying to build some momentum. We know and respect the position that we're in. And so I know I've lost myself in that moment there, and I'm enjoying it. And people might be thinking, well, you're bottom of the league. But you saw the energy around the place, and you have to enjoy that. And we're trying to turn things around. How
important is it to give the fans that after the season that they've had, and for you to enjoy those moments with them?
Yeah, it's really important. It shouldn't be at this level, but it could go the other way, quite quickly and snowball, and then it becomes really, really ugly. What we're doing at the moment is we're showing some fight, some spirit, which I know is the bare minimum, but also some quality as well. We're up against some top teams at the moment. We're competing with everyone. the lads, whatever they've got to compete with, whatever they've got to do it for at the moment, whether it's themselves, a World Cup, you know, their families, whether you want to be here or not next year, you've got to perform well, and they're showing that.
Have you got that message into the training ground, Rob? Because it's so noticeable.
Yeah, it took a little bit of a while, Joe. It was when we first came in, it was difficult. We were a little bit broken and short of confidence, and obviously initially it took a while to turn results around. And our standards needed to improve in training, and we needed to work harder and know what the effort that it takes to win a game at this level and compete at this level. And I think now we're seeing the fruits of a lot of hard work in those initial stages. And yeah, that's what it is. Just repeat the right message, and we got to live it.
You must be so pleased because tonight you rotated 4 players out, but just the kind of whole squad mentality. I think, you know, when you've been in a team that struggles, you can have the people on the bench and the people that are starting. It kind of separates, but you seem really galvanised, especially building into this big game on Friday.
Yeah, thank you. It's nice that you noticed that. We've got a really short squad now. We made decisions in January for obvious reasons, so we know we've got a tighter group. We've got everyone fit at the moment, which is quite unique at this stage of the season. So it's really good, but we are a tight group, and I want everyone to feel involved, and they do at the moment.
Yeah, I thought your subs were excellent tonight at the right time. You must have been pleased with the contribution they brought from the side. Was that a pre-planned in terms of the times, or did you make them decisions in-game?
Not the times of them. I knew who might come on into the game, but not the times. But we just felt we were lacking a little bit of energy in that initial part of the second half. I thought they were just starting to really get on top and keep us in there. So we wanted to just try and introduce a little bit of fresh energy and a different impetus into the game. And I'm really thankful that, you know, they did. They had an impact.
They were really good.
What are you saying to Rodrigo Gomez when he's coming on? Because he stepped up on Friday.
Go on and score like he did the other day. Yeah, that's it. He's got that in him. But we wanted to play close to Tolu. There was spaces starting to open up. Liverpool obviously pushing. There's space behind the full-backs and either side of the centre-backs. Yeah, and obviously exactly that.
Give you a good focal point, you know, helped you get your team off the pitch, and obviously the timing of the pass was excellent.
Yeah,
great
it was really
finish.
good. It was. Tolu gives us that. Obviously, you know, Armstrong and Tolu, different types, both number 9s, but different types. I thought Armour's been incredible since he's come into the team, but Tolu then obviously gives them something different to think about.
What was the message at 1-1? Did you want to go on and win this game?
1-1 then,
Set the
you know,
place
you're
rocking?
expecting, I suppose everyone is, if there's going to be one more goal, you're expecting it to go to Liverpool, and that's why we've almost had to win the game twice, and that's what's made me incredibly proud, that we kept pushing, and I thought we looked a real threat and danger. As long as we defended right, then we looked a real threat on the counter, which is, you know, how it worked out. So all credit to the lads for keeping on pushing. It's a great finish, and I haven't seen it properly yet.
Tremendous finish outside of the boot. Little thing, lovely.
It felt like Konate was just getting there. We were in the corner of the stadium, and he just was so sharp to get that finish off.
He is rapid. Obviously, Konate's no slouch, is he? So for him to get the finish off, if he'd have waited one more stride and gone with his left, then it maybe would have got cut out.
With the points you've been taking off top opposition in these last few games, do you believe you can carry this on now till the end of the season and keep pushing for the greatest of all great escapes, maybe?
Look, we just want to try and keep improving. We're doing that at the moment. And I think everyone's seeing that now. Probably from the outside looking in, looks like there's a bit of a dark cloud around Molineux and the training ground. It's not that at all. There's a good energy around. There's a belief that we're going in the right direction. We're in a really difficult position in the league, but we're showing a lot of what you have to show at the moment. But we'll just, whatever happens, to the end of that 38th game, we'll just keep fighting.
Same game plan Friday?
I won't give that way. Look, it's really interesting, isn't it, now, obviously, with a couple of days in between. And we'll have made him angry as well. So, you know, we know how difficult it will be on Friday.
What are you expecting now on Friday after this experience tonight?
I've got to digest it and have a look back at it. There'll be things for us to learn and improve on and get, you know, like take into Friday's game. But you know, it's a different day. It will be different again, but obviously it's a similar group of players. So, yeah, let's see if we can do it again.
A good cup run would certainly keep that spirit going, wouldn't it? Thank you very much, Rob, for coming out to join us. Well done.
Congratulations. Well done.
Congratulations. Yeah, he just wants to keep improving, build that connection. You can see he's already putting that plan in place for what comes next.
Yeah, and he's brought a lot of optimism and belief, certainly from the supporters. The place was rocking at the end of the game. He's brought a lot. He wouldn't say that. He's a very humble man. You can see he's still emotional while he's getting asked them questions. You know, he should enjoy the night. I thought his substitutions, the timing of them and the bravery, I thought he was excellent tonight from a coaching point of view, but he must be immensely proud of his players because to a man, they're fighting for him. That's the most impressive side of it. Defensively, they're putting bodies on the line. They're all tenacious, they're all digging in, and they've got talent in the team, and it always gives you a chance. they're dangerous on the counter-attack. They've got some speed and some talented players. So I think the optimism and belief around the stadium, when you look at the bigger picture, I think there's a lot of hope.
Yeah, you can feel it in here. You certainly could tonight. Liverpool thought they'd snatch something as well, because they responded immediately to Wolves going 1-0 up, and it was a goal that Mo Salah really needed.
Yeah, Mo needed that, and I'm sure he'll take a lot of confidence and belief. And you know, you thought at this stage, minimum, Liverpool are going to take something out of the game. It was a poor pass and a sloppy pass. He's played it blind to the wrong person, really, because you can see Mo is desperate to get back on the goal sheet and try and get back scoring regular goals. The defender's trying to show him away from the goal, uses the outside of his foot, but from a goalkeeper point of view, Joe, I still think you saved that now, and you've been out the game for how long?
No.
Years.
Oh, Steve,
It's the only mistake he made, actually.
He made a brilliant save
tonight.
Ngamoa.
Yeah, but I just thought he'll be a little bit disappointed with that. It's a nice height. I think he should have got a stronger hand on that.
I think he's just caught him off guard with the outside of the left foot, and as you say tonight, Stevie, the way Jose Sarr, especially he's been playing with the clean sheets he's got for the club, he'll be disappointed, but he's on the winning team. He made a big save off Virgil van Dijk, so it's just being
one off Ngamoa down to the left.
Being a goalkeeper, if you're a striker and the Ngamoa save is almost a goal, and then you have that miss, then no one really cares. But as a goalie, it just stands out, doesn't it?
But they couldn't hold on for the draw, because Andre, 67 games for Wolves he's played in all competitions. Not a bad time to get your first goal for them.
No, really wasn't. And I was just looking at the pass. I was trying to work out why Alisson's ended up shoveling that into midfield. I think Curtis Jones can be a little bit more favourable onto his right foot, but there's no getting away from it. Andre I thought he was going to hit it with his right. So we just see it turns over. I thought he was going to hit it with his right from distance and just doesn't quite catch it, but
the Liverpool players from the goalkeeper's mistakes, not the greatest of clearance from Alisson, but I just thought he was slow to react in midfield as well. You know, Wolves are jumping on the first ball, picking up the second ball, and it's a poor goal from a Liverpool point of view to concede, and it's another late one. You know, it's happening too many times that they're conceding these late goals.
Yeah, the fifth time in the Premier League this season that they've lost in injury time, Liverpool, so an ongoing problem.
I just think the speed of the reaction from the poor clearance, I'm sure Alisson will be the first one to own up to it, but the reaction's too slow.
That's John McNair-Bellegarde thanking Andre for his goal there, for digging him out after his mistake. We love to see that.
Yeah, a bit of banter. He's definitely bailed him out, and no one will remember that poor pass from the youngster there, because, as you say, they got an important win, big 3 points, and it's an excellent performance all round.
Well, they pretty much rested a few players towards the end of the season. You know, last 2 or 3 games, didn't get any decent results. They could have won the league by 15, 16 points. It was a breeze for them. And then, of course, over the summer, all the players that they signed, all the money that they spent, everybody thought this is going to be another Liverpool victory. Most people thought Liverpool would win the league. But it's just not happened like that. It's been a funny season for them. Certain players have been under par. They obviously lost 1 or 2 players that were influential last season. 1 or 2 of the new signings didn't really hit the ground running, and they've never recovered. They've never got that momentum. They've been playing okay in patches, but even at the weekend, they beat West Ham 5-2. It was very underwhelming. The scoreline was a lot, more positive than the actual performance. And I was never coming into this game. I mean, you asked me before the game, Liverpool back, are they? And I was like, don't think so. No, I can't be confident with them at the moment. It's a strange thing, and they need to get their act together quick, because Champions League football is an absolute necessity for next season. I mean, you can hide behind it and say that'd be a positive if Liverpool finish in the top 5. It'll still be a disappointing season, but I mean, if they don't finish top 5, then it's a disaster.
Is the lack of kind of cutting edge, the clinicalness, an issue at the moment, Leon? Because Slot said then, didn't he? He said, we didn't concede too many chances and we created some, but probably not enough.
Yeah, well, I think previous Liverpool teams have created so many chances in games that they eventually did score. They would wear you down, they would take one of the chances eventually. I think Arne Slot's Liverpool want a lot more control, fewer chances, but maybe better chances. This one should have gone in. You can't believe Cody Gakpo is the player that kept that out there for Liverpool. But I think because they don't make as many chances, they do have to be a lot more ruthless when the moments come. And I just don't think they have been. This has got to make it to Szoboszlai. That pass has to get him through 1v1. That has to at least result in an effort on goal. And I just don't think they make as many chances. I think they go for more control in the game. Arne Slot there spoke in his interview about we need to move them a lot more in the first half to stretch them so that they're tired in the second half and we can create chances. He wasn't talking about we should have created more chances in the first half. He was talking about his control wearing the opposition out, but there's not being as ruthless anyway, man.
No, not at all. I mean, there were chances here. I mean, that first one that we saw, Gakpo almost sticking the boot in, but Curtis Jones should be going with his head anyway. There should be no danger where that's going, and that's right in the back of the net. Mo Salah's decision probably took an extra touch. That's unlucky. They are creating chances, but you know what? To score 2-3 goals, you need to be, creating 10 chances. You don't score every chance you get. So, a return of one goal from that might be a little bit light, but they certainly didn't deserve to score more than 2 goals. And Liverpool, in past seasons, that's been the key. They create loads of chances, and you've got to do that to score a few goals. But, poor decision-making on a couple of those occasions, but they need to keep creating and create more.
I know they won the league last season in Slot's first season, but obviously there was a lot of change this summer. Big signings coming in. Are we seeing this is almost like their transition season in terms of they're turning into the more controlled team that Slot wants? Is that what they're in at the moment?
Maybe. Transition, maybe. Some of the players getting a feel for it. I'm just not convinced about one or two of the players. I mean, fullbacks, you've gone from Trent and Robertson, possibly the best combination of fullbacks that the Premier League's seen for a long, long time. You had Salah ahead of him, has just been a freak over the last few years, incredible. And of course, Diaz, that played the majority of the time, was exceptional as well, loads of energy. Those 4 players have basically been changed now. I can't warm to Kirkaz, I'm afraid. I just can't. He looks like a bag of nerves. He looks like he doesn't want the ball. He looks like he's an emotional defender. He's playing like this all the time. It's like, calm down, man. Calm down. You're in possession of the ball a lot of the time. Just relax. It's like he's in a trance constantly. Gakpo's half the player that he was last season. Salah's a tenth of the player he was last season. And then the right-backs trying to replace, Trent. Well, none of them are ever fit in Conor Bradley and Frimpong. So straight away in 4 places, Liverpool are weaker, much weaker than last season. And is that transition, or is it just, is Salah getting older? Is Gakpo not quite the same this season? Or the fullbacks, you're never going to be as good as the previous fullback, so they're definitely going to weaken the team. So, yeah, I'm hanging on to it's going to be transitional, but there needs to be improvement as well.
I don't think you can be league champions, spend the amount of money that Liverpool have, and say we're in a transitional period. No. When you're league champions, you go on to win the league championship again and again and again, like Manchester City. You don't go, well, we've won it once, so let's have a year off. And Liverpool's hierarchy won't have been thinking we'll have a year off because
maybe they felt the need
gives them
to
that
evolve.
much money to go and spend.
So you're saying they wanted it to be more an evolution, I guess, because certain players needed to maybe move on, didn't they? In terms of Trent, obviously wanted to go.
Trent decided to. You can't do much about that. Diaz decided to. You can't do too much about that. A big offer came in and he wanted to go. The decision to re-sign Mo Salah on an extra 2 years, everybody was clamouring for that to happen. Every Liverpool fan wanted that to happen, or 99% of people. So, you can't blame the manager. Left back, I mean, I think they pensioned off Andy Robertson a little bit too soon. I still think he should be playing now. Now, I'm not saying don't bring a left back in. Tsimikas probably not quite up to it. So, yes, bring in somebody for the future. Didn't disagree with it. And I like Kirkaz at Bournemouth, but Liverpool's a different kettle of fish to Bournemouth. You've got to be able to manage pressure. You've got to be able to. All the eyes are on you, and he just looks like the club's a bit too big for him at the moment. He might settle down, he might get better, but at the moment, I'd be sticking Andy Robertson straight back in.
Well, I imagine that Molineux will be the absolute last place that Arne Slot and Liverpool want to go back to on Friday. Of course, the two facing off in the FA Cup on Friday night under the lights. Michael, we heard him say there that we've just got to keep going. We've found something beautiful. We've found something special. They've certainly found form, and they look like they've got all the tools to make it a little bit interesting, at least.
In terms of not being bottom of the league, yes. Yeah. They have been very, very good in recent times. But they've just left a little too late, I suppose. But yeah, I mean, they've got something going. The crowd are all of a sudden behind them again. And of course, it's always a question, is it? Is it the crowd? Is it the players? Do you have to give the crowd something? But whatever it is, they're all together again now. And it hasn't felt like that for a lot of the season. But they're not going down with a whimper. They're putting on a good show. for a bit of respect and a bit of pride if they don't finish bottom. Who knows, if they win another couple of games in the next, they start looking at it thinking we're only a few points behind, all of a sudden they start getting excited, but realistically they're still goners.
There was a lot said, wasn't there, about when Rob Edwards opted to leave Middlesbrough, a team chasing promotion to the Premier League. We could be talking about them in the studio next season, but he knows the club. He played there in his career. He started his coaching journey there as well. We've seen him 2 games in a row now run up the touchline. He talked about Villa being one of the most special moments of his career that will live with him forever. Maybe now we're seeing what they're trying to do and the fact that he is trying to build something and rebuild this club, I suppose, after a difficult couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, credit to him for making that decision. He knew how he felt about Wolves as a football club. You talked about the connection he's got, wanted to go back, knew it was a big decision, knew he was stepping into a really difficult situation in terms of looking like they're already adrift at the bottom of the Premier League. But he has just found something, hasn't he? And that's the kind of passion that players can buy into and get behind and know that the guy they're following, the guy they're listening to is completely passionate about this football club. And you want to buy into that. You want to work for a guy like that. You want to do what this guy's saying because you know he's got the club's best interest at heart. And the players have really, as I say, bought in to the journey he's trying to take them on. And as Michael says, it looks like it's going to be too much this season to stay in the Premier League. But this could be a long-term relationship. This could be a long-term situation that, you know, he's already brought Luton into the Premier League. He could well bring them back if they go down this season. They could he could be the Wolves manager for many years to come. And if he's going to retain that passion, the players will love playing for him.
Yeah, only begs the question, what would their season have looked like if they'd brought him in a little bit sooner? Let's take a look then at the goals that we did see during this game, including the Wolves opener. We heard from Rodrigo Gomez there, and he said he very much enjoyed this. What did you make of this?
I bet he did, yeah. Liverpool will be disappointed with it, but from Wolves' point of view, quite direct. Use the big man, the strength, good hold-up play, lays it off. I think Virgil van Dijk will be a little bit disappointed. Szoboszlai, Gomez runs off him. You know, he gets attracted to the ball in many ways, but still Liverpool are a 2v1 really at the back, and then one joins, Gomez joins. Van Dijk a little bit weak. I actually think as well Konate can get a touch on this. I think he possibly scared of giving a penalty. He ends up trying to shoulder charge him off the ball and hit him with his foot. Probably worried about giving a penalty, but I think he gets there. I think he's there if he slides and gets a toe in. I think, you know, he can make an easy tackle there. I don't know what you think, Leon.
Yeah, I think once he gets there, you're expecting him to go to ground, you're expecting him to make slide tackle. I reckon he was expecting him to make it as well, but it's not his job to worry about the tackle coming in. It's a brilliant chipped finish, having got there, having sprinted the length of the pitch, to just realise that the goalkeeper in Alisson, who is a very good goalkeeper, had just gone to ground a touch early, lifted it over him brilliantly. And that was Wolves' first effort at goal all evening. They defended so solidly and so well and took that opportunity when it came.
But their initial lead didn't last too long, though. Just 5 minutes before that man, Mo Salah, did what he did best. And this came from a bit of a Wolves error, really, didn't it, Michael?
Yeah, a big Wolves error. I mean, Mo Salah does really well. Almost moves his body really well. We can see what Bellegarde's trying to do. He could have played this pass. He's trying to play that pass. But obviously, Salah's loitering, and he does really well. He's still got a lot to do here. But he just sort of shimmies inside, just slows the defender down, and then goes with the outside of his foot into the corner. Goalkeeper will probably be disappointed, but from Salah's point of view, that's just inside the post. It's not a bad finish. And it squirms in, and then you think Liverpool, right, are they going to get the winner? Are they going to push for the last few minutes? But it was Wolves that did that.
Yeah, Leon, you actually said when we were watching it that it turned into a bit of a basketball game, didn't it, with chances at both ends. Both teams were incredibly stretched, but it was Wolves that got the winner, and there was a bit of luck potentially involved in this one as well.
Yeah, in how it went in, but, you know, as you said, it did turn quite open. Liverpool in search of the goal. Wolves never sat back at all, and even here they're pressing. And I did say I thought there was going to be another goal in the game. But this is all credit to Wolves, putting Liverpool under pressure in the final third of the field. I do think that Curtis Jones should be playing that forward himself. He doesn't need to put his goalkeeper under pressure in that situation. It's not a great clearance because of it. You see Virgil van Dijk's reaction here. He's so furious with Moa, I think, and the effort or not being able to get a bit closer and put Andre under a bit more pressure when they initially took the ball. But Andre, who had a really good night. Those two in particular, João Gomez and Andre in that centre of the pitch for Wolves were incredible. Yes, it took a deflection, but they probably deserved that. They probably earned that with the performance they put in.
Curtis Jones there, you mentioned he possibly should have done it himself. I've got no problem with him going back to the goalkeeper. But if you're going to do it quick.
Yeah.
How many times does he take too many touches? That was so lackadaisical. It's like, oh, I'll take a touch and then, well, go on then, I'll give it you. Well, that puts more pressure on Alisson. Get the ball and pass it to him quick. Give him the time on the ball. If you want to take your time on the ball and put pressure on yourself, then fine. But to put it onto the goalkeeper, look at him here. Take a touch. Oh, I'll take it. Oh, lackadaisically slow pass. You know, he can't do much really there. He caught it reasonably clean, but when a ball's coming across your body, you can't do much as a goalkeeper. If you're going to give it him quick. But nah, not having that at all. I think Curtis Jones has got to start livening up. That's where he takes too many touches all the time, and then that was just an afterthought. Oh, I can't see anything, I'll just slowly pass it back to the goalkeeper. Well, that cost them the goal.
Yeah, frustration then for Liverpool, and well, I mean, you can see it, can't you, in Alisson's face there? You can see.
You can see it in everybody's face, because it's a game they were expected to win. Liverpool. It was a game that, yeah, they dominated. Certainly, stats-wise, Liverpool dominated in that position and still come away without anything.
But check out these stats, though, because, Michael, as frustrating as it is, it's not an unfamiliar feeling for Liverpool this season, conceding 90 in the 90-plus minutes 5 times this season. That is a Premier League record as it stands. What does this tell you about this Liverpool team? Is it a concentration thing? What is it?
I'm not sure about concentration. It's a lack of ability at the moment, a lack of playing well. I mean, they should be in the lead. They shouldn't be, at 1-1 and under pressure in the last minutes of games. But yeah, once it happens once or twice, you get that sinking feeling, oh, could it happen again? And you sort of sit back and you protect it a bit. And we've gone through this all season thinking this is a bit of a pattern, and then they got out of it a little bit, but it's just come back to haunt them today. So listen, when you're not playing that well, all these stats go against you. Everything, we can look at it all. The fact of the matter is Liverpool have been really, really average this season. Inconsistent, not scoring enough goals to kill games off, not creating enough chances for the possession that they've had, letting teams in, soft goals all the time, and a lot of it could be avoided.
Really average. Stephen, how do you sum up that first half? Has it hurt your football heart?
There's not much to say about it really, because not much happened. Pretty boring, especially from a Liverpool point of view. I think Wolves will be the happiest of the both teams. They've contained Liverpool really well. Liverpool are really struggling with the tempo and the speed of the game. No penetration on the sides or centrally. I think outside of one pass from Van Dijk early on where Salah touches a little bit behind them, Liverpool haven't looked like scoring or creating at all.
And João Gomez was a bright spark for Wolves against Villa on Friday, and being their bright spot tonight again, Joe.
Yeah, he looks really composed in midfield. As Stevie said, there wasn't a lot to write home about it. It made this half-time quite difficult, in all honesty. But João Gomez is continuing his form. They've been resolute in how they've been performing over recent weeks, and he's embodied that. He's been right in the mix of it, been able to get it under control when he can, but he's definitely up for the battle, which is the least Wolves can be. But when he's able to get his head up, I think he plays an incredible ball through. We're going to build up to it in a minute, but he looks a real player.
Very composed, comfortable in possession. He looks like the one who can create something out of nothing for Wolves on that transition. But Liverpool need to change something at half-time. They need to come out a different team in the second half. They need to raise the tempo and the speed, because Wolves have been so comfortable. They're just taking the space away from Liverpool, staying in the shape, and Liverpool are giving them the ball back too easy, and they're keeping the ball and doing enough, either buying fouls or getting themselves allowed to move up to the pitch. But Liverpool have showed nothing in that first half.
How concerning that they've gone back to this slow start after coming out the blocks against West Ham.
Yeah, and having scored 5 goals at the weekend, you'd expect them to be full of confidence, full of creativity, but there's been nothing of note from any player, especially in the forward areas. Wolves will be relatively happy that they've contained them and be really pleased at half-time.
The pies were good, though.
Liverpool dominating the stats, 6 shots. Wolves yet to register an effort on target, but the crucial stat is the fact that he's still goalless. Michael Owen and Leon Osment in the studio with us. And given Liverpool's aspirations this season, did you expect a little bit more from them so far?
Definitely, yeah. They've, as you can see from the stats there, they've been in control of most of the game, but not really looked like scoring. So that's something that they need to change, a little bit more urgency in the second half. Wolves have done okay, but without threatening at all. They've been a bit of an upturn in form, actually, Wolves, over the last month or so, but you'd still expect Liverpool to be creating a little bit more than they did.
Yeah, that's what Wolves have done, isn't it? Maybe stifled them a little bit creatively in that first half.
Yeah, I think tactically they've looked okay. Defensively, I think they are frustrating Liverpool in the way the back five spread out across the pitch. I think in the middle, Andre Gomez in particular has been impressive, getting about the pitch and getting on the ball. But you need Liverpool to do more, don't we? You want Liverpool to be really testing the team that are at the bottom of the Premier League, and I don't think Liverpool really have had enough tempo in the game to do that.
One thing you guys have noticed is a bit of promise for Wolves that's come from one of their many Gomez's, but Joao Gomez this evening, Leon.
Yeah, as I say, there've been some good performances in the middle of the pitch. Sorry, Joao Gomez in possession of the ball. He's looked forward whenever he's got it. He has tried to put Wolves in behind. That was a brilliant ball at the start of the game to Chachua, who couldn't quite pick out the desired cross that they want, but he's just looked really tidy in the middle of the pitch. He's looked, such good skill in close quarters, such good strength, likes a tackle as well, doesn't mind being involved in the challenging. I think he's really one of the players that has actually had an upturn in form since Rob Edwards joined the club, Michael.
Yeah, he has. He's been in that engine room, he's sort of a sit midfield, but he does like drifting over to this left-hand side as well. I mean, he's got a good range of pass, and he's obviously got a little bit of a bite as well in the tackle. He picks the ball up and he doesn't mind spraying it about. He's got decent vision. We saw an earlier ball similar to this one, just getting inside of Kirkes there. If Wolves' crossing had been a bit better from that right-hand side, then it might have been dangerous. But he has been the bright spark. But as I say, overall, you're looking at Liverpool and thinking, with all that possession, you need to start creating some chances.
Yeah, he has had the most touches in the game for Wolves, with 37 so far.